Appreciate that. You know that today we concluding our family month. We've been talking about for the last 9 weeks, talking about series dealing with this month here, brother, that's entrapment. I asked a panel today to come and sit with me to help discuss some men issues, and particularly talk about a conspiracy against men. Why do men think selfishly? They think of themselves first and last. What's your take on that? Okay, let's go first. Let's go. She gets to go first.
They think of themselves.
You just talk.
Okay, they think of themselves first because they're not selfish. They're just like they think they got to pretend their ego, keep their ego up, and they always think they themselves last because they forget that God made a helpmeet. So they just forget about us, but until they get in trouble, then they think about us. Okay. You know, so that's.
Anybody else? Go ahead.
That ain't the only time we think about when we think about it when we want something to eat too.
Okay, all right. So the man is not being selfish. Men put our guards up sometimes. And I like how you said about the ego. The male ego is something else. If it's bruised, you'll see us crawl like a puppy dog.
That's what we should.
And that's the thing why we have to keep our guards up. And it takes a good woman. If the saying is behind every good man, there's a good woman.
Yes, Lord.
A woman can build a man up.
Yes, sir.
Or she can tear him down.
That's right.
So that's a loaded question, but we want to look at the whole picture. They're good and bad.
It should be why do some men.
Exactly.
Right, and I also, right, there you go, some men, because it doesn't matter how good a woman is. If a man is not taught that at home, from the very, 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 very beginning, it doesn't matter how good she is or how bad she is. If it is not instilled in that child at 3, 4, 5 years old, at 5 years old, you should be teaching your son, open up the car door for that woman. You should be teaching your son, carrying them groceries. And therefore, when he get 18, 19, 21, 21, 22, he ain't got to worry about that trying from a woman, because one thing y'all hate from us is, you ain't my mama. Yeah, well, if she'd have done her job at home, then I won't have to be instilling this in you. Because
Women relationships, I think that the little bitty things is very important. Are y'all hearing me, panel?
Yeah.
The little bitty things is very important because it's sometimes more important than some of the big things. When a man go to the store to get him just per se a pack of cigarettes, and he know his wife likes Sprite, why not bring her Sprite back with him? You know, that kind of stuff. Just he knows she like now pack of now. Just when you go get you something, get something for her. Then let her know that you thinking about her. You know, I mean, it goes beyond the gas bill and the electric bill, and these are necessities. I'm talking about, she want to know if you really care about me. Was you thinking about me today? When you went and got this thing that you needed, you know I like this, why didn't you get this for me? And a lot of men take women for granted because they feel like, you know, she automatically supposed to take care of me, or she's going to do this. They just automatically know that she's going to have whatever he wants in the refrigerator in there. But it's a two-way thing. And one thing that Bishop Ronnie Whittier always said, it's not 50-50 in a relationship, it's 100%. For both people.
Why do they feel the need to please their friends or their boys more than their wife/girlfriend? Or somebody say family.
I'm thinking that's another loaded question. Because if we're talking about men, then that's not a question. If you're talking about boys.
what's different?
The difference is the frame of mind you're in. You could be a 35-year-old boy.
Sure can.
But a man is going to take care of home.
I think it has something to do with what stage of a relationship. If you say for instance you get into a new relationship with a gentleman, and before he got in this relationship with you, he used to party with his boys, hang out with his boys, or she used to hang out with her girls. They know they have to come to grips with themselves, like, okay, I have to learn how to divide my time, or just, you know, so they get so caught up like, well, I told my boys I'm gonna go out with them, but now she wanna do this. So I think it's the maturity level too. You know, you have to, when you get into a relationship, you gotta remember, okay, I'm in a relationship now. I can't do the same thing out. So because sometimes it takes longer for some people, and sometimes they catch on right. So I think it just depends on, in relationships, what stage it is, if it's the beginning of the relationship, or, you know, and then to make the mental state of the guy, you know, where they're at.
I think it comes to the point where if you're hanging with your boys that are still single, that's an accident waiting to happen. If your girlfriends, you're hanging with your girlfriends that are still single, and you're in a relationship that's, you know, because once you make that transition from, you know, being single to married, then there are some guidelines and some principal things that have to change. You cannot continue to, you know, birds of a feather flock together. Come on, you cannot continue to work and operate in the same vein that you was when you were single.
Now, that's question is answered from a man. Me personally, I don't mind that my guy hangs out, and I don't think that he should be so consumed with only me. And I don't think that I should be so consumed. It's not healthy, and it's not healthy for me to give up all my partners because now I got a man. That ain't healthy. You know, but see, so many times we do that. You know, we don't want to kick it with our girls no more and get so wrapped up with him. And then when that Negro dog is out, now we ain't got no partners no more.
You committed to death to your sport. That means you are obligated to that person. Whether you have friends that's good influences or bad. It's your choice or your responsibility to distill away with something that ain't good for your life, the way you live.
I think with that, the men who do that really don't have a clear definition of what love is. First of all, I think a lot of men think they know what love is, but as a result, since they don't, they end up making foolish decisions. I think that goes both ways with men and women.
Remember that movie Baby Boy?
Yeah.
And when Tyrese told to the camera, Tyrese told the girl, I lied to you because I love you.
And I tell them.
And I tell them the truth because I don't love you. In other words, somebody he really don't care about, he'll tell them anything. But somebody you love, you lie to them because you know that you hurt doing something to you. You doing something you ain't supposed to be doing. So you make up a lie to spur her feelings because you love her.
Personally, I don't want you to lie to me now. Let me
Right.
go. Let me go. Now, the more you let it sit there, and if I find out later,
And we are gonna find out later.
yeah.
But the question was, why did they do it?
Why do
Yeah, they do it the same thing.
Me personally, I told my wife, I'd rather she lie to me than, tell me the truth, because I don't know how to take it.
I'm just gonna say this, and some of us can't handle it.
Me and my fiance, I told her from the beginning, let's not lie to each other, no lies, be straightforward. Keep it 100, straight across the board. So I can't tell you one thing today, and then 2 months from now you ask me the same question to be different. No, keep it 100.
Okay, I'm asking the panel, the women on the panel. Would you want your man to lie to you to spur your feelings?
No.
No, I'm gonna be hurt anyway. Because 9 times out of 10, when you have been with your man for something, I know when Lamont lying, and this is what I tell him. This is what I tell Lamont, and get him on the phone, pass it. I say, now if I'm asking you, nigga, I already know. I don't know if I'm asking. I just want to see if you're gonna be mad enough to tell me to. If I'm asking you, I already know. I'm already hurt. My feelings already hurt.
What that person about? If you want to build, then you build. But then you try to say,
Right.
no, keep it 100.
That's right.
But if you with somebody and you know that nigga got problems, and you know, just get out of it.
Okay.
When I want to see this, they be blessed by it. You know, like I say, we do have a level of freedom here. And I know some folks might be offended by our discussion, but this is going on right now. It's very pertinent for today because a lot of homes, especially our culture, men are not in the home, and we got folks in juvenile, in jail, and having babies and leaving babies. We got